Namah Shivaya. Hello, children. Welcome back to our journey into the inspiring life of Sri Chandrasekharendra Saraswati Mahaswamy. So, in today's episode, we'll explore the invaluable wisdom Paramacharya shared with different sections of the society, like teachers, students, and families, and all these different sections of people. So, these lessons are not just for those who lived in his time, but they even remain deeply relevant even today. So, from the simplicity of life to the essence of true education, let's uncover the profound insights of Acharya and it will guide us in our daily lives even today. So, let's start. This particular incident happened in 1932. Paramacharya was staying in Chennai at that time and he observed an important shift in the society. He noticed that people were leaving villages for want of city life. So, if you observe, this is happening even today, right? So, they are selling their lands and they are increasing their desires. There are so many houses in the villages that were ruined because when people are not staying in a house, the house automatically gets ruined. So, in that way, many houses are almost abandoned and they are getting ruined. On the other hand, people are unnecessarily increasing their wants. Generally in villages life is very simple, but when you come to city, you see that there are a lot of attractions. So obviously your wants and needs, everything increase. Not the needs, I would say it is the wants that increase. So people started increasing their wants. That is completely unnecessary. They are buying so many new things. Because of this, they are looking for bigger places to keep all these things, and after spending money on all of this, they are worried about the next month's food. Food is again a basic necessity, but people are spending on luxuries and they're worrying about the basic necessities in the next month. As I already informed you, Peethadipatis always think about the society as a whole, not that they just tell you, talk to you, think about God, you pray to God. It's not the only thing that they talk about. What they see is that when there is a problem in the society, they always try to help people and advise people in the right direction. So, he warned all the people over there that this is a very dangerous cycle that has taken place now, because with temporary comforts are leading to permanent struggles. So, for this, he suggested three simple ways to bring down poverty and to maintain contentment in the life. The first point, he advised people to wear simple clothes. So, don't spend on expensive clothing, because expensive clothing always adds unnecessary financial burden on a person. A simple dress keeps life easy and also very peaceful. If you observe these days, it is easy to get caught up in these trends, fashion trends, buying the latest brands, filling up our closets with clothes. Maybe we might wear it only once or twice, but just let's pause and think for a second. Do we really need that many clothes or those expensive labels that we are buying? So every time we buy something we don't need, we are not just spending money, we are also using up resources like water, energy, and fabric. You might be knowing, just type in Google and see how many liters of water are required to manufacture a simple t-shirt. You will be astonished. I'm not going to give the answer here, you just try in the internet. And guess what? A lot of these buying ends up in hurting our environment, because it's not just the money that you're paying. Because you may say, I have enough money, I have this 1,000 rupees on hand, I want to get a t-shirt. No, you're also wasting water, energy, and fabric. Just Google and you will find out. So, fast fashion is one of the biggest polluters on our planet. And also think about your parents. They work hard to provide everything you need. So when you choose wisely by not buying unnecessary or expensive clothes, you're also helping them save money. So that is the real respect and gratitude that you're giving them. Now imagine this. What if we saved some of that money and use it to bring a smile to a child who doesn't have parents or who doesn't have a home? Even a small amount can make a big difference in the life of an orphan. Maybe books, food, clothes, education, anything. So we have so much, so why not share a little with them? And always remember, looking cool isn't about expensive clothes. It's about having a kind heart or a thoughtful mind, and also having the courage to make smart choices. For example, you can look at Abdul Kalam or Sudha Murthy. Have you observed the kind of dresses they wear? They have huge respect in India. Is it because of the clothing? Definitely no. So, next time when you are tempted to buy that fancy outfit, think twice. Choose to be wise, kind, and also real. So, wearing simple clothes is one point that Paramacharya has advised people in 1932. This advice holds good even for today. The second advice that he gave is drink wheat porridge instead of coffee. So, coffee was an expensive habit, and wheat porridge was more cost effective, and at the same time, it is healthier than coffee. So, being children, maybe you might not drink coffee, but think about the snacks or the cool drinks that we spend time, money on. Maybe having chips, cool drinks, colorful candies, right? We buy so many things. But what if instead, we enjoy something simple and healthy, like a fruit or mom's homemade snacks. They're just as tasty and way better for our health. And guess what? When we skip those extra treats, we are also saving some money. We are bringing in health and also saving some money. That money might seem little small, but over time it adds up. So, with the money we save, our family can buy something useful for the house. Maybe a fun new game you would like. You can all play together, or a cozy rug, or even you can buy a kitchen gadget that will help your mom cook faster. So, by choosing wisely, we are helping the whole family. Remember that. So, being smart with money is just as cool as being smart in school. And in this context, let's talk about going to the movies. We all love it, right? So, watching the latest blockbuster on a big screen with friends, it's fun. But have you noticed how much we end up spending? Movie tickets, popcorn, cool drinks, nachos, and sometimes the snacks cost more than the movie. So it might feel like, just a little treat, but it adds up, especially if it's a regular habit. So now think about this. What if we cut down just a bit? Maybe skip the extra large popcorn or bring a small snack from home, if it is allowed, of course. Otherwise, maybe instead of an extra large popcorn, you can opt for the smaller one. That money we save could go towards something much more meaningful and useful. Well, I'm not saying don't have fun. Have fun, enjoy life. But let's also be smart about it. Balance fun with purpose. It's not about the movie theater. We enjoy fast food, restaurant meals, and even street snacks. Sure, they're tasty, easy to grab, and fun to eat with friends. But have you ever thought about what they are really doing to us? Because most fast food is oily, overly salty, sugary, and full of chemicals because it has all the color and the fake flavor and all those things. So they might satisfy our taste buds for a moment, but over time, they can cause problems like maybe tiredness, acne, stomach issues, and sometimes even serious health problems also. In Hinduism, it is beautifully said, Yad bhavam tad bhavati. So what you feel is what you become. So the food that we eat don't just affect our body, but it shapes our mind and our thoughts. So if we eat food that is made in a hurry with carelessness or for profit, that energy enters into us. So if you think about a restaurant or a fast food center, don't they do this? They are in a very, they might be careless, obviously, and that is for profit, and it is made in a hurry. So it will that and a negative energy will be going into you. But if it is a home cooked food that is made with love, cleanliness, and care, so it gives you strength, it gives you calmness, and it gives you clarity of thought. So that is the reason home food is the best. So next time when you want to eat something, ask your mom to prepare your favorite dish, and also try helping her in the kitchen. Then it will be easier for her to prepare it. So never forget, a pure mind always begins with pure food. Now, the third point Parmacharya was advising is stop demanding dowry in marriages. Weddings should be simple and meaningful. It should not be burdened with unnecessary expenses. As young children, you may not be planning weddings anytime soon, but you have to see how much pressure the families can feel when there is a wedding in a house. Fancy venues, expensive clothes, big crowds, and so much food, sometimes more than anyone can eat. That is the kind of food that we put in our Indian weddings. So, all of that costs a lot of money, and often that money comes with stress and loans. So, as children, what can you do? You can support the idea of simplicity. What can you do? You may not ask for expensive outfits, or you may not demand grand celebrations. Okay, so you can be creative, and also you can give them budget friendly ideas. You can help in organizing the music or the games, maybe during the sangeet and all, instead of calling some outsider to do all those things. You know all the relatives and the friends, so it will be much easier for you to conduct that show. So in that way you can help by reducing the budget and the expenses. So if you think, you can definitely find out some ways in helping. So to wrap up all the advices that he has given to the families, we can tell in one simple line that happiness comes from simplicity and not from excessive desires. Be it in clothing, be it in weddings, or be it in food. If we don't have excessive desires, we will be happy. So this is one part. And he also spoke to teachers. Now let's see what message Paramacharya has given to teachers. He said that the teachers should understand their subjects before teaching. Only then they can tell the students, teach the students effectively. So he gave an example of a Vidwan. Once upon a time, this Vidwan went to a king to recite Bhagavatam. You know Bhagavatam, the story of Krishna. So he went and recited Bhagavatam. The king sent him back asking him to relearn Bhagavatam. So he relearned it and came back to the king. Again, he was sent back. So this happened over and over. The king was sending the Vidwan away, and this happened for 21 times. So by this time, the Vidwan finally realized the meaning of Bhagavatam. So once he understood the meaning of Bhagavatam, he did not go to the king. He went to the forest to attain self realization. So that is what is the actual meaning of Bhagavatam. If he really understood, he wouldn't have gone to the king reciting it again and again. So he went to the forest. Then the king found out that the Vidwan has gone to the forest. He realized that the Vidwan was now ready to teach him Bhagavatam, and then he sought the Vidwan out. So, what is the lesson that we learn from this example? Education or learning is not about repeating the words again and again, it is about understanding and internalizing the knowledge. So, only those who can truly grasp the knowledge can pass it on meaningfully. So, that is what Paramacharya has advised the teachers. He asked them to learn in that manner. Now, the important section of this podcast, the advice that he gave to students, because you're all students now, you should carefully listen to this. Even though I said this happened in 1932, still it is relevant to this time, even maybe more relevant to this time. So he was speaking at a school in Chennai, and this is the advice he has given. The first point is, you should have Guru Bhakti. What is Guru Bhakti? You should have respect towards your teachers, because learning is only possible when there is humility and respect for the Guru. You remember in the previous episodes when we have spoken about Paramacharya's education, the way he was respecting his teachers, that is what has to be followed. He knows everything, but still he respects our teachers. We don't know anything, but still we don't respect, right? So, as students, we often focus on books, exams, grades, and all these things. But the real learning begins when we approach our teachers or the mentors or any elders with humility and respect. So, a guru is someone who lights our path. So, when we are open minded, when we are respectful, and we are eager to learn, only then the guru can give that knowledge to us, and only then we absorb the knowledge more deeply. So what you have to do is, whenever you are listening to something, listen with full attention when someone is teaching. Okay, and ask questions with curiosity and not with arrogance. Never take a teacher for granted, because they're giving you the most precious thing in this world. What is it? Knowledge. They are also sharing their experience with you. So respect gurus. The second advice is, have moral righteousness. So he advised avoiding anger, criticism, and unnecessary distractions. So students should always avoid getting angry, and they should not criticize anyone or anybody, because as students, we all face moments of frustration, because maybe sometimes a teacher will correct us, or a classmate says something and we don't like it, or maybe we wanted something in a particular way but that things didn't go in our way. But getting angry or criticizing others, this creates more problems and blocks our own growth. So we should never do that. When we stay calm and respectful, we learn faster and become better people. The third important point is every student must have personal discipline. Okay, see, when we get a fever or something, we take medicine, but along with that we also follow a very strict diet. Just taking medicine is not sufficient. In the same way, when you are getting educated, it requires strict discipline, just like the strict diet. Okay, discipline is very important. For any student, education works best only when it is supported by good behavior, like giving respect, having self control, and also having obedience. Okay, so this doesn't mean you don't have any rights. It means that real freedom comes with responsibility. When you're still learning, trust the guidance of elders and teachers. Don't take your own decisions for everything. You have elders before you who have already led the life and they know what it is. So take their advice. It may be your teacher or your parents or any elders in your family, anyone. Take their guidance. They have been through life and they know what is best for you. So arguing or ignoring them will block your path. Okay, so don't do that. So Paramacharya said that children who are humble in their youth will rise high later in their life. So he also said you should have devotion towards your mother, father, and guru. We have Matru Devo Bhava, Pitru Devo Bhava, Acharya Devo Bhava. And he also said that all students should strive to remove the ego that is destroying them. Because if a person has ego, he will not be obedient, he will not respect elders, he will not listen to what parents or any elders tell them, and they will not grow because of that ego. That is the first point. So we have to remove our ego. We should not have any ego. So, in this episode, we have learned a lot of things from His Holiness Paramacharya. So, I request you all to just pause for a moment, think about all these things. If necessary, listen to this again and see what all changes we have to make in our lives. So, by improving in all these aspects, we will always be a better person. Okay. So, thank you for joining me in this episode and stay tuned for our next episode and we'll explore another profound incident from his life. Until then, seek wisdom, practice simplicity, and keep learning. Jai Hind.